Hello, and welcome to Master English Through Stories. In today's session, we're diving deep into two transformative techniques that will instantly elevate the way you communicate. Whether you're presenting in a boardroom meeting, networking at a conference, or simply chatting with friends, these strategies will help you articulate your thoughts clearly, sound more intelligent, and leave a lasting impression. The techniques we'll cover are organizing your thoughts before you speak, a method to ensure that your answers are clear, structured, and engaging. Asking intelligent, well-structured questions, a strategy to extract the best advice and insights from your conversations. By the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step framework to use in any speaking situation. So, let's get started. No. 1. The art of organizing your thoughts. Imagine you're asked a simple question like, "What is your favorite place in the world?" Picture two different responses. Response A. I've traveled to Saudi Arabia, Mexico, the U.S., Dubai, Tokyo, all amazing places. Response B. My favorite place in the world is New York. I love its vibrant energy, diverse culture, and the endless inspiration it provides. Which response do you think leaves a stronger impression? Response A is a scattershot list of locations that leaves your audience puzzled about your true favorite. In contrast, response B is crisp, focused, and memorable. The secret? Organizing your thoughts before you speak. I call this approach organize before you verbalize. It's a simple rule that ensures every time you open your mouth, your thoughts are already in order. When you speak without planning, you risk sharing unprocessed ideas that confuse your listener. Instead, invest a few seconds to plan your answer, and you'll immediately appear more confident and intelligent. Let's break this down with the CHEPO-A format, a three-step guide that helps you answer questions effectively. Answer the question immediately. Start by clearly stating your answer. This step sets the stage for your response. Example: when asked, "What is your favorite place in the world?" you would say, "My favorite place is New York." This initial sentence is crucial because it provides a clear and direct answer from the very start. Add details, examples, and context. Once you've provided your direct answer, build upon it by explaining why it is your choice. Add supporting details, share a relevant story, or give specific reasons. Example: I love New York because its dynamic energy fuels my creativity as an entrepreneur. Every time I visit, I'm inspired by the fast-paced lifestyle, the eclectic mix of cultures, and yes, the unbeatable pizza. I remember my first visit vividly. I attended a conference, connected with brilliant minds, and even enjoyed a 2-day tour that left me with unforgettable memories. You can further structure your explanation by numbering your reasons if you have more than one. For instance, there are 3 main reasons I adore New York: the vibrant culture, the innovative spirit, and of course, the food. Acknowledge and conclude your response. Wrap up by re-emphasizing your answer, effectively closing the loop for your listener. Example: so that's why New York stands out as my favorite place in the world. It's a city that continuously inspires and energizes me. This final summary reinforces your message and assures your audience that your answer is complete. Why organization matters. Now, you might wonder, why is it so important to take a few seconds to organize your thoughts? When you speak without preparation, you risk turning your internal ideas into an unstructured stream of words. This can leave your listeners scrambling to piece together the meaning of your response. In today's fast-paced world, every second of someone's attention counts. A well-organized answer not only demonstrates that you value your audience's time, but also projects an image of professionalism and clear thinking. Consider influential leaders like Elon Musk or seasoned public speakers. They often pause before responding, choosing their words carefully. That brief moment of silence is not awkward, it's strategic. It signals that you're thoughtful and deliberate. The more you practice this technique, the more natural it becomes, and soon you'll notice a positive shift in how people respond to you. Practical exercise. To master this skill, try using a random question generator or even chat with a friend who throws unexpected questions at you. Start by pausing for 3 to 5 seconds before you speak. Over time, you'll become adept at swiftly organizing your thoughts and delivering structured, impactful responses. Section 2. Asking intelligent questions. Just as vital as answering questions intelligently is the art of asking clear, concise questions. Often, our intelligence is gauged not only by what we say, but also by the quality of the questions we ask. A well-formulated question demonstrates clarity, focus, and the ability to synthesize your thoughts, traits that are highly regarded in both personal and professional settings. Here's how you can apply a similar AA strategy to asking questions. Ask your question in one clear sentence. Begin by stating your question succinctly. Avoid long-winded introductions or multiple tangents. Example: instead of saying, "I've been struggling with public speaking because sometimes I get really nervous and I don't know how to control my heart rate and all that stuff," you can simply ask, "How can I overcome my fear of public speaking?" This direct approach immediately communicates what you're looking for without unnecessary fluff. Add relevant context and details. Once you've posed your core question, provide some background to help your audience understand the context. Example: I recently gave a presentation where I felt extremely anxious. My heart was racing, my palms were sweaty, and I was worried that my nerves would get the better of me. This additional information helps your listener or advisor tailor their response to your specific situation. Ask specifically for what you need. Finally, conclude by clearly stating what kind of help or advice you're seeking. Example: what techniques or strategies would you recommend to help me stay calm and confident during my next presentation? By being specific, you set the stage for receiving precise and actionable advice. Let's look at another scenario to solidify this method. Imagine you're in a business meeting and you need clarity on a project status. Instead of saying, "I have a question about our project," you might say, "Could you clarify the current status of the project and outline the next steps for reaching our milestone?" This structured approach not only ensures your question is understood, but also signals that you're well prepared and thoughtful in your inquiry. Common pitfalls and how to avoid them. It's easy to fall into the trap of rambling when nervous or eager to contribute. Here are some common mistakes and how you can overcome them. Rushing into an answer. When you don't pause to collect your thoughts, you risk providing an answer that is unfocused. Avoid the temptation to blurt out your first thought. Instead, take a deliberate pause, even if it's just a few seconds, to mentally organize your response. Overloading with details. While it's important to provide context, overloading your answer with too many details can overwhelm your listener. Stick to one main point or story and only include additional details if they enhance your core message. Failing to summarize. Ending your answer abruptly or leaving it open-ended can confuse your audience. Always conclude your response by reiterating your main point, ensuring that your message is clearly understood. Asking vague questions. On the flip side, when asking questions, avoid vague, overly broad queries. For example, "What advice do you have for me?" is too general. Instead, specify the area where you need help. What strategies would you suggest to overcome nervousness when speaking in public? By being mindful of these pitfalls and practicing the 2OA techniques, you'll soon notice a marked improvement in your communication style. Practical tips to master the OAA methods. Here are some additional tips and exercises to help you integrate these techniques into your daily routine, daily reflection, and practice. Dedicate a few minutes each day to practice answering and asking questions using the 8AA format. Whether you're alone or with a friend, consistent practice will make these techniques second nature. Use a mirror or record yourself. Practice speaking in front of a mirror or record your responses. This will allow you to observe your body language, tone, and pacing. Listen to the recordings to identify areas for improvement, such as overuse of filler words like or Engage in group discussions. Participate in group discussions or join public speaking clubs. This real-time practice with an audience can help you adjust your communication style based on immediate feedback. Write it down. Before you speak in an important meeting or presentation, jot down a brief outline of your key points. This mental mapping will guide your thoughts and ensure you don't stray from your main message. Embrace the pause. Learn to view silence as a powerful tool rather than an awkward gap. A well-placed pause not only gives you time to think, but also emphasizes your key points. Over time, you'll find that these pauses add weight and clarity to your speech. The psychology behind organized communication. There's a profound psychological impact when you communicate in a structured and thoughtful manner. When you take the time to organize your thoughts, you project confidence and intelligence. Listeners subconsciously pick up on the clarity and structure in your speech, which makes your message more persuasive and credible. Consider this. When you answer a question in a well-organized way, your audience doesn't have to work hard to decipher your message. They immediately grasp your main point, which makes them more likely to engage, trust, and remember what you've said. This isn't just beneficial in professional settings, it can enhance your personal relationships as well, leading to clearer and more meaningful conversations. Furthermore, organized communication reduces the risk of misunderstandings. When every part of your response has a purpose, there's little room for confusion. This clarity can be particularly valuable in high-stakes situations like negotiations, interviews, or important presentations, where every word counts. Real-life success stories. Let's look at some examples of how these techniques have made a difference. Example 1. The confident entrepreneur. A young entrepreneur once struggled with public speaking. Their presentations were marked by frequent pauses, filler words, and a lack of structure. After learning the AAA method, they began to pause intentionally before responding, clearly state their point, support it with relevant details, and conclude with a concise summary. This transformation not only improved the quality of their presentations, but also boosted their confidence. Soon, investors and partners began to take notice, and the entrepreneur's business opportunities increased significantly. Example 2. The effective CEO. In a high-pressure board meeting, a CEO was required to deliver an update on a major project. Instead of overwhelming the board with too many details, the CEO employed the Chopoe strategy. They began by clearly stating the project's status, followed by 3 main reasons behind the current progress, and closed with a summary that re-emphasized the next steps. This organized approach not only streamlined the meeting, but also instilled confidence among the board members, leading to quicker, more decisive action. Example 3. The impactful questioner. At an industry conference, one participant's question stood out for its clarity and precision. Instead of launching into a long-winded personal story, they succinctly asked, "How can I better manage my stage anxiety during public speaking?" They then added a brief context about a recent experience and asked for specific techniques to improve. The result? A panelist provided actionable advice that not only helped that participant but also sparked a productive discussion among the audience. These examples demonstrate that whether you're answering or asking questions, a clear, organized approach makes a significant difference. Advanced techniques and further tips. As you become more comfortable with the basics, consider these advanced techniques to further refine your communication. Layered responses. When you're confident that your audience is interested, you can structure your answer in layers. Start with the core message, the answer part. Then invite questions for additional details, and finally, offer extra context if needed. This approach gives your audience control over how much detail they want, while still conveying the main point up front. Nonverbal cues. Organizing your thoughts isn't just about words, it's also about how you present them. Maintain eye contact, use purposeful gestures, and control your tone to reinforce the clarity of your message. These nonverbal cues complement your structured response and further enhance your perceived intelligence. Tailoring your style. Adapt your communication style to the context. In formal settings like business meetings, a tightly structured response is ideal. In more casual conversations, you might opt for a slightly relaxed version of the TAA method. The key is to remain clear and purposeful in your communication. Building a vocabulary of transitions. Develop a mental library of transition phrases that help you move smoothly between the steps in your response. Phrases like, to put it simply, what this means is, and in conclusion, signal to your audience that you're guiding them through your thought process. Mindfulness and breathing exercises. If nervousness tends to scatter your thoughts, incorporate mindfulness and deep breathing techniques before speaking. A few deep breaths can help center your mind and clear the clutter, making it easier to apply the TRPA method effectively. Integrating these skills into everyday life. The beauty of these techniques is that they are not limited to formal settings. They can be integrated into your everyday life. Whether you're chatting with colleagues, interacting with friends, or even engaging in social media discussions, the ability to articulate your thoughts clearly is a lifelong asset. Here are some strategies for making organized communication a natural part of your daily routine. Daily journaling. Spend a few minutes each day writing down your thoughts on a topic. This practice helps you structure your ideas and prepare you for spontaneous conversations. Role-playing. Engage in role-playing exercises with a friend or mentor. Take turns asking and answering questions using the 8AA format. This not only improves your ability to think on your feet, but also provides immediate feedback. Set speaking challenges. Challenge yourself to respond to everyday questions using the organized approach. For example, if someone asks about your weekend plans, try structuring your answer in the 3 parts. State your plan, explain why you chose it, and summarize your excitement or expectation. Reflect and revise. After a conversation or presentation, take a few minutes to reflect on what went well and what could be improved. Over time, this reflection will help you refine your technique and become a more effective communicator. The impact on personal and professional growth. Mastering the art of organized communication goes far beyond sounding smart. It fundamentally changes how you interact with the world. When you speak with clarity and purpose, you not only elevate your own confidence, but also influence those around you. Clear communication fosters trust, encourages collaboration, and often leads to more successful outcomes in both personal and professional settings. Think about how often misunderstandings occur simply because someone's message wasn't delivered in a structured manner. By adopting the AAA methods for both answering and asking questions, you reduce the risk of miscommunication and create an environment where ideas can be exchanged freely and efficiently. Professionally, this skill set is a game changer. Whether you're pitching an idea to investors, negotiating with partners, or leading a team meeting, the ability to convey your thoughts in a well-organized, articulate manner can open doors and create new opportunities. On a personal level, clear communication helps build stronger relationships because people feel heard and respected when you take the time to express your ideas thoughtfully. Conclusion: bringing it all together. Let's recap what we've learned today on Master English Through Stories. Organize before you verbalize. Answer the question. Begin with a direct response. Add details. Provide supporting reasons, examples, or stories. Acknowledge, close, summarize, and reinforce your message. This structure not only prevents rambling, but also ensures your audience understands and remembers your point. Ask intelligent questions. Ask clearly. State your question in one concise sentence. Add context. Share relevant details to provide background. Ask specifically. Clearly state what kind of advice or information you're seeking. Using this method transforms vague queries into powerful, focused questions that invite precise answers. By practicing these techniques daily, you'll notice a significant boost in both your professional credibility and your personal confidence. Whether you're answering a simple question about your favorite city or seeking advice on overcoming stage fright, remember to take that brief pause, structure your response, and always close the loop. Communication is an art, and like any art form, it improves with deliberate practice and constant refinement. So embrace the process, learn from every interaction, and watch how your ability to connect with others transforms. Thank you for joining me on Master English Through Stories. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone looking to enhance their communication skills. Remember, every conversation is an opportunity to shine. Keep practicing, stay confident, and until next time, happy speaking and questioning. Final reminder: before you wrap up your next meeting or Q&A session, take a deep breath, pause for a few seconds, and recall the CHOAA method. Whether you're articulating your thoughts or probing for deeper insights, this simple yet powerful approach will ensure you always leave your audience impressed with your clarity and intelligence. Thank you once again for being a part of Master English Through Stories. I'm excited to hear about your progress and success as you implement these strategies in your everyday interactions.